Hey gang, Bronco Carl 92 here. So for this video I'm going to show you how I made a portable LED work light. Okay, so yes, it's dark. And we're looking in the back of my truck right now. So anyway, what I did was I took this utility light here, put a magnet over here, a cord, and you can stick it on here. You can look inside for what you're looking for. You can stick it on the side of your truck and use it for a work light at night. The uses are limitless. So anyhow, let me show you how I made it. Okay, so for this project, what I used was a LED work light, which I got from, I think, Northern Tool Store. This was an extension that had a female end on it that I think I got at Home Depot, and this is a magnet that I got at Home Depot. So basically, what you need to do is remove this cord here, because it's not really that long. It's not really that flexible either. And attach this on the inside to the light, and then take this magnet and bore this hole out a little bit bigger so it fits to this nut, or to this bolt, excuse me. Attach that, and bam, you got yourself a work light. Let me show you how to do it. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is remove this wire from this light here. And that's pretty easy. All you have to do is pull this lens out, and then we'll cut this off, and we'll make this hole we'll make this into a hole, and we'll feed the new wire through, and we'll seal it, and we'll attach the wires to the light. So just get a screwdriver and kind of work the lens out. Like that. Take a pair of snips and just cut the wires off right at the base. Set that aside. Now the wire is actually through the housing here, and they've got some kind of epoxy on here. So what I did was I cut this flush, throw that out, and then since this wire seems to be kind of like glued and vulcanized in here, I just basically drill a hole right through it. So let me get a drill and we'll do that. Okay, so I chose a 7/32 inch drill bit. It's about the same size as this wire. That seemed to make a nice hole. Okay, so I've stripped some of the shielding off of this wire here, and I'm just going to feed it through the hole. I'm going to leave, that looks about 4 inches through there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hot glue gun, and I'm just going to glue around. Just work that around a little bit. And I'm going to let that glue cool off. Okay, now that our glue is cooled off, the wire seems to be in here pretty rigid. We're going to connect our light to our cord. I'm going to use solder and heat shrink. You can use butt connectors if you want. I prefer solder and heat shrink. So Now, these wires here that come out of my extension, I'm not sure why they're brown and blue, but I've checked with the continuity meter, and the brown is the positive and the blue is the negative, and since this is LED, the polarity does matter. So just keep that in mind. If you get your light together and it doesn't work, you might have the polarity backwards or reversed. Let's twist these together. Okay, then we'll take our soldering iron. The best way to solder, of course, is to heat up the wire and touch the solder to it. Slide our shrink tube over the connection. Try not to burn the crap out of the wires. And then all you have to do is just pop the lens back in place. It's a little chilly in here, so this rubber's not that supple. Okay. Now, if you want, you can test it. Works. Okay, next we're going to put the magnet on the base. So I just remove this swivel bracket. Now, I mentioned before that I had opened this hole up. The hole is originally small, it's less than 1/4 of an inch. And this is a 10 millimeter thread, it's metric. And this part of the carriage here is just about a 1/2 inch across the flats. So to make it fit nice, I opened it up to a 1/2 inch. And it fits in there pretty tight so it doesn't spin. And then just fit that over there, and actually you can see that there's enough of the carriage, of the square portion of the carriage bolt sticking through that this doesn't rotate. Now, I used a 65 pound strength magnet. It seems to work pretty well. It sticks to the rhino liner in the truck. It sticks very well to the quarter panel. You can actually use a heavier magnet. They're usually a little bit bigger. So then just take your bracket, and bolt this back on. Now, I didn't make mine super tight. They're just kind of snug, so I can still move this back and forth. And there you go. Now, I suppose if you wanted to, you could put some plastic dip on here, or maybe a piece of duct tape to keep this from scratching. But just remember, it's magnetic, and metal filings will stick to it. So if you do put it on a painted surface and you slide it, you will probably scratch your painted surface. Anyhow, so for a few minutes and a couple bucks, you can make yourself a portable work light. Like I said, I had that light laying around. Don't remember what I paid for it. The magnet was like $6. That extension cord, I think, was like $8. And like I said, you can use kind of any light you had. I just happen to have those. The rubber housings are pretty nice. That one that I showed you that I plugged into the back of the truck, that's been rolling around the back of the truck for like a year now. And it hasn't broken. It just works really well. So anyhow, as always, thanks for watching Bronco Carl 92, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.